Good day, good people. Bienvenidos a Esperanza Vence, donde la esperanza vence. Welcome to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. Today we are tuning into the energies of this upcoming new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius season is represented by a creature that's like half man, half horse or half goat. It's like a centaur. And it's a centaur that shoots his arrow to the sky and hits the target. So it's representative of like having high hopes, having high aspirations, and going for it. You know, astrology is really based on the northern hemisphere seasons, and right now here in the northern hemisphere, it's winter time. It's a time of solstice celebrations. It's a time of lighting candles. Sagittarius represents fire energy, being a light in the darkness, believing in the light through the darkness. It's an energy that represents celebrations. It's celebratory energy. And that kind of coincides with the holiday season that a lot of us celebrate in the northern hemisphere. In the United States here, we have a holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, coming this Thursday. That holiday has a lot of complicated back history. I would like to focus on the gratitude aspect only when I'm referring to Thanksgiving. So if you hear me on my channel talking about me being thankful during the season, just the name itself just sort of reminds me to come inward and be extra grateful for a lot of the things in my life. Number one, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be able to run around in my meat suit and have so much fun. Sagittarius season is a season that wants to remind us that an important part of life is having fun, and having fun for no reason, not because we need to biologically extend ourselves as a species or chase a mate or anything like that. I was listening to Adam Ellenboss the other day, and he had a really great video regarding this new moon in Sagittarius, and I think it was not necessarily regarding the new moon, but I think it was Mercury conjunct Venus, which just happened over the weekend and up until yesterday, but those energies are still strong coming into this new moon. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication, and Venus is a planet of love. So let's just focus on being extra loving in our communications. Let's focus on being appreciative. Let's focus on being celebratory. Life is beautiful, but no one ever said it was easy. It's okay to take, even if you're completely miserable right now, it's okay to take 5 minutes and just think of something fun, or, have a little orgasm or something. Just do something for yourself. Just take 5 minutes if that's all you have. A lot of us are going through it, and this isn't a time of celebration for everybody. I know a lot of people who have lost loved ones this year, and this is a hard time for them to be gathering and feeling the pressure of attending social gatherings without their loved ones. And I just encourage all of us as individuals, whatever we're going through, to take 30 seconds, 5 minutes, and just say thank you to something that you can feel thankful for. I hope that there's just something that you can feel thankful for. I feel thankful for a lot of things. And speaking of being grateful, I would really, really, really appreciate if you could please like, share, subscribe to my channel. It really does help the YouTube algorithm, and that's the world that we live in. Not to pander for likes or anything like that, but it's just that I really do hope to grow this business. I want to reach as many people that are interested in tarot as I possibly can, and I want to help as many people as I possibly can. I did a metric shit ton of readings this weekend, and they went wonderfully, and I just felt a really, I just got the the giggly shivers in my heart. I felt a really great heart connection to each and every one of you, and I would just like to really thank you, everybody that came out to Earth Song books and gifts to receive a reading from me, Esperanza Vence. I really appreciated meeting you and connecting with you on that heart and spiritual level. I hope that the cards that came through and the way that I translated the cards that came through were of benefit to you on your path, on your highest path of your highest good, as I always hope for all of us that are tuning into these readings here. I did readings also for two of my very, very dear, I can't call them friends, they're family. Lovely people, and I know that they are going through some transitional times in their personal lives, and I just want to say that I love you very much, all of you, and I send happy healing vibes your way. Happy healing vibes. And compassionate vibes too, because I understand that we're not all feeling happy right now. And you know, I'm not, sometimes I feel like fake it till you make it, but just, you know, sometimes you can only fake it for like 10 seconds, and that's okay, you know. I do encourage all of us, like I said a million times already, to just set aside just a smidgen of time to yourself to do something fun that you like to do. If it's to drink a beer and fart, drink a beer and fart, you know. Eat some nachos. Go to McDonald's and get those damn fries. I mean, you know, be a little naughty and have a little fun, please. You know, what is the path, really, you know? And I would encourage everybody to go to Adam Allenbass's channel and check out that Mercury conjunct Venus video, because he just really broke down these current energies in such a way that I felt I connected to so strongly, and I bet if you're watching this channel right now, you might feel the same way. And I would love to promote his work, because he's the type of astrologer that tries to make astrology accessible to everyone, not just people who can afford, you know, $400 readings. And his business model is something that I really aspire to. So I'm just really feeling his energy right now, and I'm really grateful that there are a lot of good astrologers out there on YouTube that we can study alongside with, and that are willing to put their content out for free. And when we do these videos and we do put this content out, you know, you can learn about the tarot cards from watching my videos. I had a client this weekend ask me if I do tarot tutorials or if I teach tarot, and I do. I will be posting 2 videos that I've made so far. I had them posted on a different channel, but now this channel that I have, Esperanza Vence Tarot, is just dedicated to the tarot readings. I will post videos probably twice a month regarding first the major arcana, and then we'll move into the minor arcana. It's going to take years to get through all these cards. There's 78 cards. So I'll definitely start with the major arcana, and then I'll decide if I'm going to turn it into a course, a study course, or if I'll keep posting these videos for free. As my late father always said, one must eat, mustn't one? So, I mean, this takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy to tune in spiritually. I have to give myself enough time to recharge, and I have to give myself enough time to eat properly and hydrate just like everybody else. So please understand that when people are putting these videos out and giving these readings, you know, as the Streets famously said, I think it was the Streets, a grand don't come for free. So that being said, I do appreciate your likes, your shares, your comments. It really does help the channel, and the YouTube algorithm will like me better and promote my channel to other people who dig tarot and astrology. I also have a Venmo where even if you just like my vibe and you like what I'm doing, but you don't necessarily want a reading, You could always just donate. I'll leave the links below. I do appreciate your support. It helps me make more of these videos accessible to more people so we could help more people fine-tune their free will and intuition with me. I really am a strong proponent of all of us getting more in touch with our own personal magic, and then we could create magic together here on this planet that we call home. All that said, I'd like to say thank you to everyone this past year who has supported me on my journey of becoming a professional tarot reader. I've been doing this professionally for a year now. It'll be coming up on a year this Thanksgiving. My first payment for reading. I've been reading tarot cards for 22 years, but my first actual payment for this work was last Thanksgiving, actually. A very wonderful family invited me to do a tarot party for their family the day after Thanksgiving, and ever since then I've been Esperanza Vence Tarot, and I have just had a great journey. I had some wonderful gatherings this summer, festivals, parties, individual readings, and like I said, this past Sunday I read at Earth Sun Books and Gifts for the first time, and that was also a successful day. So I'd like to continue this work, and I would like to share it with you, and if you're not digging it, it's okay. Maybe you could still share it with your friend for me, please, and maybe your friend will dig it. I hope that you all dig it, though, but, you know, we all like what we like, and it's okay. I just appreciate you tuning in to this video right now, wherever you're at. I do love you, and I appreciate you, and I'm sure there's a lot of ways that you can love and appreciate yourself, and we help each other out here, and we send each other the vibes, and the more we tune into our free will and our intuition and our own personal magic, the more magic we can make together. Sagittarius new moon, Sagittarius new moon, Sagittarius new moon, Sagittarius new moon. I'm feeling the love, and I want to vibrate it out into the universe, around, up, down, over, back, forth, and through. From me to you to me to you. Tarot, tarot, tried and true. What's it say? How do it do? Help me say what I can see. Tarot, tarot, talk to me. This is us. This is what's crossing us. This is in the near past. This is in the near future. This is in our conscious awareness. This is in our subconscious awareness. This is how we see ourselves in the situation. This is how others see us in the situation. These are our hopes and fears, and this is the likely outcome. I usually don't do readings this early in the day, so the lighting might be a little funkified, but that's all right. A little bit of sunlight goes a long way. Everybody loves the sunshine. Do 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 do. This is us. Two of Wands. This is what's crossing us. Page of Pentacles. In the near past, we have the Eight of Cups. In the near future, we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. In our conscious awareness, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. In our subconscious awareness, we have the King of Swords reversed. How interesting. The Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine on more of an internal level. How we see ourselves in the situation, Two of Swords. how others see us in the situation or what the environment dictates. The Page of Swords. Lots of swords here. I'm getting a lot of air energy for this fire moon. The Fool reversed is our hopes and fears, and the likely outcome is the Ten of Wands reversed. So here we are, the querent, and the energy of this new moon in Sagittarius as the Two of Wands reversed. Two of Wands upright, let's talk about first, as we always do, so that we can understand it in the inverse. Two of Wands upright. Now, I've been pulling this card a lot, so I think that this wand energy is pulling in that Sagittarius moon. Two of Wands. Wands are cards that represent passions, creativity, any type of fire energy. When you have a fire and you light a match, though, you got to keep that spark in that ember burning in order for the fire to do its thing. Fire can be creative, fire can be destructive, fire can be cleansing and purifying, and fire can be painful. With the Two of Wands card in the traditional deck, we see somebody holding a wand that's already been established, and it's in the ground, and then they have one wand that they're holding out, like sort of thinking about putting that creativity towards the universe. They have the world in their hands, and they're putting their creativity out there. And then the Three of Wands, which comes after this card, the ships are coming in. But right here, this person, and we have another two in this reading, which is another card of suspension. Twos are like, do I go this way or do I go that way? I'm juggling this, I'm juggling that. It's a card of balance, but it's also a card of trying to establish balance as well. So you already have one creative endeavor established, and then you have another one that you're thinking about. You do have the world in your hands, and you have a good idea. In the inverse, this Two of Wands could mean that we might feel a little bit timid about our creative endeavors, or we don't have the confidence that we need to move forth into the world, or we need to work internally a little bit more on our own personal creativity before we bring it out into the world, or we need to work on our own fire energy, which would be our root chakra energy, which would be just establishing a safe place from which to go out into the world. It's hard to be creative unless you have a solid base. And by a solid base, I mean the bills are paid, the food is good, we're not on unsteady ground, we're not in any precarious situations, housing-wise, love-wise, relationship-wise, or otherwise. Two of Wands can also be a card of sending out a romantic signal to someone. In the inverse, we want to make sure that we are loving ourselves before we offer love to other people. We want to make sure that our creativity is in a good place before we bring it out into the world. We want to be sure that we're practicing what we're doing and that we are already established a bit before we bring the rest of it out into the world. The world is a place where anybody can consume your product and anybody can say anything about it. And the way that things go viral and stuff like that, you just want to make sure that you're well and established within your own self and within your own creativity and within your own confidence before you let it out into the world. It took me years to even come on video, and I don't like to show my face that much either, and it's not because I'm embarrassed about my face, it's because I don't like other people's magic getting in my frequency. So Two of Wands card can mean that all of us tuning into this Sagittarius energy now and this fire energy, we might want to work on our internal fire as well and not just think about bringing things out into the world. We might want to be a little quiet and we might want to be a little stealthy about it. Crossing us is the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is usually a person. This is going to be an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. This is a challenge. It's not necessarily anything like this is a bad person or anything like that, but this person could be presenting a challenge to our creative path, be it that interacting with this person might be taking time away from our creativity. Interacting with this person could just present some challenges in life where you have to sort of negotiate the logistics of actually forming a relationship with this person. Page of Pentacles could be ourselves. This energy is the energy of just starting off in the world and being a youth. This is a youth. This is like teenage energy, or just getting started on a project, or just getting started on saving your coins and feeling like grounded and earthy. And like we were talking about here before with the Two of Wands reversed, we do want that established wand. And maybe the challenge is that we have to become first like the Page of Pentacles and be sure that we have our earthly selves set before we start fire to our endeavors. Because the fire could go wild, the fire could burn out. We need this. The challenge is to find the earthly sense of that Taurus energy, that Virgo. Taurus energy is really represented by hard work and being practical. Virgo energy is represented by being, you know, meticulous and detail oriented, and making sure that, you know, we're crossing all our T's and dotting all our I's, and making sure that everything is in shape before we move forward. Capricorn energy is an energy of climbing to new heights, and Capricorns are very ambitious and they make a place for themselves in the world. So all of that is embodied in the Page of Pentacles, and this is the beginnings of becoming a successful person. As a challenge, we might want to think of the practical side of becoming successful, and that way when we do come out into the world with our wands, we're going to be a more established energy. In the near past, we have the Eight of Cups, upright. The Eight of Cups is plain and simple, walking away from a painful situation. Cups always represent emotions. We're here guided by the light of the moon, so we're not exactly sure where this path is going. We're just going to have to follow our intuition on this one. But what we do know is what we don't want. The near past is going to be, you know, since probably July, August. So let's say August, September, October, and now we're in the end of November. So let's say the end of the summer up until now, past few lunations, past few new moons. Let's say since the new moon in Virgo. So let's say September and October, basically October, November. But the near past is just like the past couple of months. And the past couple of months, we've been definitely working on establishing how we feel about a situation, and then establishing that we're going to walk away from it. We have our red cloak on. We're protected. Again, that root chakra energy, that red energy, you know, we want to focus on the fire that sparks, literally that sparks under our butt. Your root chakra is located literally between, you know, like right at the base of your spine, you know, like right at the bottom of your genitals, basically. So you definitely want to think about the fire under your butt, and you want to be moving away from situations that are painful for you. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your vitality. Red is a color that represents vitality, fertility, virulence. It's an attractive color in nature. We're animals too, you know, so we definitely want to make sure that we know what our emotions are. These cups are all upright. It's not like any of them are spilled, like in the Five of Cups where something just got knocked over and we're sad about it. No, this is an established situation that is painful for us, so we're moving away from it. Or it's an established situation that we're just sick of. It doesn't necessarily have to be painful, but it's definitely over with. Like whatever this emotional situation was, we're over it and we're moving on. And in the near future, we have another 8. So we got some 2s, we got some 8s. 8s are cards that are leading to completion, you know? 8s are usually cards of work, though. This is emotional work. You know, this is having done some emotional work and moving on. And now this is physical work. This is earthly work. This is Pentacles work. This is the card of an apprentice. This is a card of learning a craft and a trade and going at it and getting after it and after it and after it until those coins all stack up. This person is a hard worker. This person, Eight of Pentacles is a great card for craft, basically. It's a great card for even creativity. It's a pentacle card, which doesn't necessarily have to do with passion, like a wand would, but a pentacle is just being a hard worker here on earth and establishing that bag of coins, really. That suitcase, that duffel bag full of full of hundreds in the back seat, you know. Eight of Coins reversed in the near future could mean that something that we've been working after for quite a long time might not necessarily come to fruition just yet, or it just might mean that a time of really, really, really hard work is now over. We might not have to work so hard and do the day in, the day out, go to work, walk the dog, make the donuts, time to make the donuts. You know, this is kind of like that card of just like work. I clock in, I go, I get after it, I do the same freaking thing every freaking day so I can get all these freaking pentacles. You know, in the inverse, I'm kind of reading this as like, we don't have to work so hard anymore. We might be able to establish ourselves and establish what we need to do without the doldrums of the day in, day out. A Sagittarius new moon is a great time to start something new creatively, even if it isn't in a work related situation. You know, you could end up making money off of it just because the universe loves a lover and everybody loves a lover, and people will support what you're doing if your heart is in the right place. When something feels like work, even if it's something that you loved at first but now you're walking away from it, you know, and if something feels like work, you know, in the near future, I feel like we're not going to have to work so hard anymore. And that's for everybody that's tuning into this video right now, you know. There's a tarot card reader out there. His handle is Minnow Pond Tarot. His name is Chris Reck, and he says something that I'm going to repeat. I don't know where he got this idea from, but it's really true. I know that he is very much into self-improvement and helping other people improve themselves, and he's the type of tarot card reader that really tries to tune you into your own intuition, and that's how I aspire to be as well. He says that 80% of the results come from 20% of the effort. So we need to focus our efforts on what can we streamline? What can we pinpoint? What can we hone in on so that we don't have to work so hard in such a dull way that wears us out? That's what we have to think about in the near future. Up until, I'd say, you know, January, past the new moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is a sign of hard work. And hopefully, if we're focusing on our creativity now and finding balance within ourselves now and establishing our coin as we start out on our journey now in an intelligent way, and walking away from situations that are overly painful and taking care of our emotional health and our mental and physical health, then in the near future, we won't have to work so hard. In our conscious awareness, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. Queen of Swords upright is an air sign. She's a Gemini, a Libra, an Aquarius. She's somebody who, swords, the way I read them, it's always cutting through the bullshit. Swords are cards that represent air energy. Air energy represents basically any type of communication, speech, writing, text, emails, any type of conversation that you have with another. And she is a beautiful, loving person, as you can see with these roses here around her. She does embody a lot of beauty, but she can be sharp. You know, she can be sharp, and she She does have that, she is in touch with the air, she's in touch with the truth, she's in touch with the divine truth. But the way that she presents herself might not always be well received by everybody else. Because there's a lot of snowflakes out there, let's be real. I mean, speaking of Sagittarius season and winter and snow, these freaking snowflakes can't handle shit anymore. Seriously, you can't say shit and people like freak out, dude. Like, Queen of Swords is not really worried about that. She's more concerned with expressing the truth than she is about your feelings. And in our conscious awareness, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. Queen of Swords reversed in our conscious awareness could mean that we are potentially afraid to say what we mean and mean what we say. We're afraid of our audience accepting our truth in a healthy way. We're possibly afraid of being able to give our truth in a healthy way. Or there could be a person surrounding us in our lives, a Gemini, a Libra, an Aquarius, or somebody that carries a lot of heavy air in their chart who isn't telling the truth. Or maybe there is some sort of internal lie that we're telling ourselves about ourselves, and maybe we need to get clear with our divine feminine energy, especially since the King of Swords reversed is showing up in our subconscious energy. And he and she are counterparts. I do believe that as human beings, we are dualistic, and we each one of us carry masculine and feminine energies, yin and yang, or however, male, female, however you want to describe it, or any blending of the two, or it's a spectrum for a lot of us, you know? But I do believe that in our 3D reality, we exist in a dualistic existence. There are multiple universes that I believe I am involved in, myself, my spirit, and otherwise. But as we walk around here on earth and do earthly things and feed our faces in our meat suits, we deal a lot with dualistic energy. This and that, this or that, this mixed with that. And a lot of that has to do with masculine and feminine. The masculine form, the King of Swords, can be even more stern, or he could be silent. But these are both very truthful people, very honest people, people who are concerned more with the intellect than they are with the feelings. If they do interact with each other in a marriage, the Queen and the King, they're the people that are writing books together, studying science together, collecting, you know, insects for an entomology project together. They are people who, when their children come crying to them, they're the ones that sort of intellectualize the situation. They're not the ones that first, you know, grab the child and give a hug. They're the ones that will ask the child to explain their feelings. These are people that talk about their feelings more than they feel about their feelings. You know what I mean? They have words to describe their feelings, but they don't necessarily just feel the feels and go with it. They're very intelligent, and some would say even they can be cunning, especially in the inverse. We definitely just need to pay attention to conscious energy and subconscious energy here. In our conscious awareness, you know, we're needing to keep our eyes peeled for a feminine energy that might not come in necessarily a truthful way, or the feminine side of us maybe not. We need to be more truthful with the feminine side of ourselves. The masculine side of this coin, of this sword, shall I say, is sitting in the subconscious awareness part of our reading. So this is the undercurrent of what's happening in our reading, whether we realize it or not. We also need to become more attuned to our masculine intellect and our masculine ways of being able to plan and organize and execute situations in our lives. Upright, this is a person who can plan, organize, run the numbers, run the data, and express this to his kingdom in a way that other people can understand and go to fight for him and fight for his cause. In the inverse, we need to think about how internally we can come in touch with our own masculine intellect and be able to take note and take fact of things that have happened subconsciously in our lives, and maybe take some responsibility for intellectualizing how we can solve problems and situations in our own lives. Even if they are emotional problems, we can take our emotions out of the situation for a second and think practically about what is the data. Show me the data. Isn't there a guy in Shark Tank that always says that? Show me the data, you know, before I invest in a situation. I need to know what has happened up till now. That way I will know what will likely happen in the future. With the King of Swords in the inverse, we might be dealing with again, some lies that we tell ourselves on the inside. This has to do with some internal work that we need to do regarding the fact collection and the dissemination of facts. And since this is a new moon reading, I have to admit that, like, I talk about the cards like they're personal because I'm used to speaking in personal terms. I say things like you, me, us, we, this is us, but this is the moon. I'm reading for the moon, and this is a general reading. So this could be stuff that we see in society. You know, the undercurrent of our current story in society could be that there is some lies out there that we need to be sure to become conscious of. I mean, we might be conscious of the feminine side, or a female embodying this energy who's not telling us the truth. I can think of some politicians right now that exactly fit this Queen of Swords example. One in particular from the United States. If it's in our conscious awareness that she's lying, we also need to understand that subconsciously throughout the situation, the man has been lying too. And as people, as individuals, and not on a mundane level, mundane meaning like what's happening out there in the world, what's happening in society, but as people, as us, you know, tarot lovers who are tuning into this new moon in Sagittarius on Esperanza, Vence, as people, this could be showing up in our lives or in ourselves, but we also need to keep in mind that I am reading for the moon in general, and this could be some mundane information just telling us what's happening out there and energies to be aware of. So I just want to throw that in there too. How we see ourselves in the situation, or how the situation sees itself, how this Two of Wands perceives its own situation, is Two of Swords reversed. Two of Swords upright is a card of being in a state of suspension. It's a lower version of basically the Hanged Man card of the major arcana. Two of Swords is a card of just sitting, obviously blindly, not knowing which direction to go in, not knowing. I mean, the waters are calm behind. They're sitting in a state of thought. They're trying to get in touch with their own intuition. They're closing their eyes on purpose so that they don't have any nonsense or vibrations from any outside senses. But they are, those swords are going to get heavy eventually, and eventually they're going to have to get up and make a move. I don't know if they're going to swing the sword and cut through some bullshit. I don't know if they're going to stab somebody with it. I don't know if they're going to just put the swords down and decide to meditate a little bit more with a cloth out from over their eyes. But this is a state of willful suspension and not being able to make a decision between one way or the other. So they're just sitting there trying to achieve some balance so that they can make a decision. In the inverse, we don't have to have any more moments of indecision. Like whereas the Hangman card is the state of suspension to gain enlightenment, the Two of Swords is a card of a state of suspension to make a decision. And it's a daily decision in your daily life. It's not like a spiritually important decision necessarily, like in the Hanged Man card. In the Hangman card, this person puts themselves in a state of suspension to gain enlightenment and bring that enlightenment out into the world. The Two of Swords card is a card of like not being able to decide about something. In the inverse, the decision's made. There's going to be forward motion. The way that the situation sees itself is that, like, this is what we're doing and this is where we're going. The environment surrounding the situation, or how other people see the situation, is the Page of Swords. Just like we talked about the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Swords is just starting out on a journey of truth seeking, just starting out on a journey of being able to express oneself appropriately regarding the truth and regarding your own inner truth. This is, again, air energy, so this could be a youngster or someone that carries the youngster energy. When I say youngster, I mean like teens through 20s or so. A young person, a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius person that could be in our lives. But like I said, this is a moon reading, so it's probably just energy. But this is definitely a person who is starting out on a journey of truthful discovery within oneself or within the world, going out there and understanding that these are the pillars of knowledge, and then they can acquire more knowledge and gain more truth, especially in an informative sense, and that could be through the media or anything else. Page of Swords in the inverse as our environment surrounding us, or how other people see the situation. Other people see the situation coming through as the beginnings of untruth. You know, I think that, like, with this eclipse season and then going into this this new moon here in Sagittarius and also the new moon in Capricorn, I think especially with the Uranus still being in Taurus and opposite the South Node in Scorpio, and we're just right now as I speak in the balsamic phase of the moon. So the moon is actually still in Scorpio as I speak, and I just feel like there's going to be a lot of truth dredged up, and meaning that there's also a lot of lies dredged up. There's a lot of, in our environment, there can be a lot of lies, whether we're aware of it or not, and it could be the beginning of our environment sort of showing the cracks and showing that there are lies surrounding us and that we need to be a little bit more aware of that fact. There's a lot of cards in the inverse in this reading, so that means ojo, pay attention, you know. This is it's always an inside job. It's always internal work that leads to our external reality being what it is. But when I see a lot of cards in the inverse in a reading, you know, I only have one, maybe two cards upright, because the challenge card, it could be upright or reversed. Really, I always read it upright because every card has all of the facets anyway. But the only upright card I have is walking away from a painful situation. Everything else is internalized energy or energy to watch out for. So with this new moon in Sagittarius, yeah, we are feeling celebratory. We are feeling our passions and our fire energy, but keep your eyes peeled. Keep your wits about you. You know, there's a lot of crazies out there, and you could be at a celebration, but just be like those people in the military. You know, always keep your eyes open, because there is a lot of riffraff kind of like shenanigans going out there, and at least in my society where I live in the United States, there's a lot of riffraff and there's a lot of shenanigans. And even though there's like fun shenanigans that we want to be partaking in, we need to be aware of the truth, aware of our communications, aware of our money, aware of where we're putting our passions. You know, I'm not saying be completely practical. I am saying take some time and have some fun just for fun's sake. But let's keep going. In our hopes and fears position, we have the Fool reversed. The Fool upright is a card of starting off on a new journey. This is my tarot card, really. I even have the white dog. I see myself as the Fool. I see myself as the Fool on the journey. And I got my little white rose that represents, you know, purity of heart. And, you know, I got the feather in my cap, my little tiny knapsack, and I'm just ready to go, you know. Even if I'm going to fall off the cliff, I'm always ready to go. You know, I'm always ready and willing to try new things. And that's why I feel like I embody this Fool card. And I am kind of foolish. I'm goofy, I joke around, I say stupid things, and I do stupid things. But hopefully, stumbling through the 78 cards of the tarot, you know, I'll eventually reach the pinnacle of the world. And then, you know, whatever, I'll die and start all over again. So in the hopes and fears position, the Fool reversed could be that we are afraid of making a misstep. We're afraid of trying new things. We're afraid of being foolish. We're afraid of saying stupid things or tripping over our own feet or tripping over the dog. It could be a hope as well. And sometimes we hope, I always say this in this position, sometimes we hope and fear for the same thing. Sometimes we hope for a new beginning, but we're afraid of it at the same time. You know, because once it happens, then what are we going to do? Logistically, how do we organize ourselves? Now we have to rearrange everything, you know? So I think that this card pretty much speaks for itself. We're just a little bit timid about new beginnings, and we need to be a little bit more confident. We don't want to step over the ledge, you know, but we do want to be open to trying new things. And as the likely outcome, we have the 10 of Wands reversed, 10 of Wands upright. Again, Wands are always passions and fire, creativity, things that are growing. And this person just has a little bit too much going on. They're carrying all of these heavy burdens on their shoulders, but they're almost home. They're almost there. Well, in the reverse, they can put those burdens down. They don't have to carry like all these projects on their shoulders. They can either delegate some of these projects, leave some of the projects down and continue on, and then come back and pick up those projects that were left behind later and work on them then. You know, sometimes we just have too many what's the saying, too many sticks in the fire or whatever, when you just have like too much going on, like too many pots on the stove, like you can't stir everything's just gonna burn, you know. Sometimes you need to pick 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 things that you're really going to focus on and bring those with you on your journey. And then if you come back for the other things later, then you can pick them up and bring them on your path. And if not, that's okay too. But this person's time of carrying all these heavy burdens and feeling like they have to do this and they have to do that and they have to please this person, they have to please that person, and this is something that they really love and are passionate about, but it's like, you can't take all the classes at once. You know, sometimes you need to focus on one thing. You know, you can't, I mean, you can, but you're never going to be good at anything if you do everything at once. So I'd say my rule of thumb is 3 things, you know, like if you're going to take a ballet class, painting and piano lessons, there you go. You'll become probably pretty good at all 3. If you just focus on ballet and put all your energy into it and dedicate enough time, you will be successful at ballet, you know. But a lot of us like a spectrum of things to make our lives happy and complete. But we can lay down a few of these burdens. We're almost home. We're almost there. And as the likely outcome, it means that probably in the near future, we're going to feel a sense of relief. That some of these burdens that we've been carrying on our shoulders, real or imagined, are just gonna be laid down and we don't have to worry about that anymore. So thank you for listening here. This was kind of a long video this time, this new moon. I hope that anything that I said is of use to you. I wish you blessings on your journey. I wish you all of the happiness of the Sagittarius, all the happiness that the Sagittarius season can bring, because it can bring a ton of happiness and a ton of fun. And I think it's a great idea to just have fun for fun. Keep your wits about you, you know, stick true to your personal truth and do the internal work that is necessary to make our external reality as beautiful as we can make it, and as creative and as wonderful and, you know, as relieving as we possibly can make it for ourselves and for other people. We need to help each other out here. We're in this together. I love you very much. Thank you again for all your likes, shares, comments, subscribes, and if you want to book a personal reading with me, I will leave the link below. I do readings via Zoom and I do readings in person if you reside in southeastern Wisconsin. Even if you reside elsewhere, I do travel, so we could talk about it. I love you. Thank you. Bye-bye.